Following the resumption of diplomatic relations in 1896, between the Empire of Japan and Qing dynasty China following the First Sino-Japanese War, the Chinese government began a series of military reforms to create a modern army along westernized lines. The Pan-Asian faction within the Japanese government assisted in this effort, in the hopes of forming an Asian alliance against the Russian Empire and other European powers, as well as placing Japan in a favorable position to influence the direction of Chinese military reforms and domestic policy. To this effect, the Imperial Japanese Army General Staff dispatched General Fukushima Yasumasa and General Utsunami Yataro to open discussions with Zhang Jidong, Liu Kunyi and Yuan Shikai, about sending Chinese students to Japan for military training. On the diplomatic side, Yano Fumio, the Japanese ambassador to China, advised the Chinese government that the Japanese government was willing to cover all expenses for the first 200 students. In 1896, the first 30 students were sent to the newly established Foreign Student Division of the Seijo Gakko, a military preparatory school in Tokyo attached to their Imperial Japanese Army Academy. In 1903, as the number of students grew, a separate Shinbu Gakkō was established in Tokyo for Chinese military students. The creation of the school was initially opposed by Japanese Army leader, General Yamaguchi Aritomo, who questioned against the wisdom in training a past, and potentially future enemy, but his objections were overruled by General Fukushima Yasumasa. This policy benefited Japan during the Russo-Japanese War, in terms of Chinese assistance, and even creating a pro-Japanese officer corps within China. Some members would later collaborate with the Japanese forces during the Second Sino-Japanese War. The program was initially hailed by Yuan Shikai as essential to the modernization and training of the Chinese military, especially after Japan's victory over Russia in the Russo-Japanese War in 1905. And given the much greater financial burden that sending so many Chinese students to European schools would have created, but he later expressed concerns that the training stopped at the sub-lieutenant rank without any major field training, and that access to more advanced training at the Imperial Japanese Army Academy wasn't an option. Following the Xinhai Revolution and the establishment of the Republic of China in 1911, the Chinese began to feel the need to learn directly from the West, rather than from Japan. So when another decline in Sino-Japanese relations following the Japanese occupation of the Shandong province during World War I, led to increasing anti-Japanese sentiment in China, the number of Chinese students in Japan rapidly declined. The Tokyo Shinbu Gakkō closed in 1914, due to a lack of students. The site of the school is now the campus of the Tokyo Women's Medical University.